Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders Picks here, and we are back with another day of sports picks. So the first game is actually Atlanta at Charlotte, which is intriguing to pick Atlanta because they did just whoop up on Chicago by like 10, even though Zach LaVine had like 50 points. Vucevic had like a 20-point double-double, so, they played absolutely fantastic. So it's going to be hard to not pick them coming off of a hot streak. So if I do pick one side, it is going to be Atlanta -3. The only thing is with Charlotte. Let's take a look. So they still, Gordon Hayward and Lonzo Ball are still out, which is obviously expected at this point. But they just beat Milwaukee 2 nights ago. They beat OKC. They got smoked by Boston. But in this Milwaukee game, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so Giannis, Chris Middleton, and Jrue Holiday were all out. So take that with a grain of salt. I personally really like Atlanta here today. I think Atlanta wins and covers by that 3 points. I think it'll probably be a 5 to 10 point ball game. So if I'm picking a side, I'm taking Atlanta as long as everyone's playing. Against the Bulls, Gallinari was supposed to be out, and Clint Capella was supposed to be out. They both ended up playing last second, so excuse me. So keep an eye out for the injury news. It is about 9 a.m. right now. From where I'm at, the game said it's supposed to be at 1, so you should have the injury news within the next couple hours or so. So just hold off on that. Eat breakfast, take a shower, and then by that time you guys should have the news if it's not out already. So, like I said, Atlanta -3 for that pick. Next game is Boston versus Denver. Denver is a 6.5 point favorite. I'm staying away from this game just because I feel like it can be a coin flip, especially with how large of a spread that is. But truthfully, Denver has been demolishing teams. So if you wanted to go -6.5, go for it. The only thing is at this 3 o'clock time slot, that's a huge time for upsets. Which I know sounds absolutely crazy, absolutely weird, but the Bulls beat the Nets in this time slot. So when the Bulls had lost like 5 straight and then came and turned it around and beat the Nets in a 3 o'clock time slot. So I know that doesn't necessarily mean everything, but I just personally feel like if there is an upset time slot, it is the 3 o'clock time slot, and Boston can easily cover 6.5. So do with that what you will, but for now, I'm not a huge fan of that game. Next game is Milwaukee versus Orlando. So Giannis looks like he's still out. Jrue Holiday's sticking. He's going to be probable. Chris Middleton's going to be probable, but I don't know. The Magic have just been keeping games close. Excuse me. The Magic have been keeping games close, and I'm not 100% sure why. They only lost to Indiana by 5. I guess this Washington game they lost by double digits. But like against Denver, the best team in the league, they only lost by 10, which I know that spread was a lot higher than that. So I don't know about this one. I want to say Milwaukee -8.5, but I just personally don't like that game at all. New Orleans -6.5 point favorites over Cleveland. Let me check injuries real quick. So Lonzo Ball's for sure out, but they still have Zion, they still have Brandon Ingram, they still have Eric Bledsoe. Who is Najee Marshall? What? Okay, I'm sorry. I've just never heard of him, I guess. So I got to be completely honest with you guys. As long as Cleveland is still out Jared Allen, which he's out for sure. Darius Garland is questionable, which is going to be another key piece. I think that I like New Orleans -6.5. I think that they'll win by more than that. Cleveland is not a very good basketball team. They have been struggling with some injuries lately too. So truthfully, if I were to pick a side on this, I think I'm going New Orleans. New Orleans -6.5. I think I like that pick a lot. This next game is kind of another one where it's kind of a coin flip. Indiana, I think, should have everyone back besides Miles Turner. Yeah, so Miles Turner's out for sure. but everyone else is back. The only thing is like Memphis has been playing really, really well in regards to like keeping it close. And look at this, they were on a 4-game win streak. I mean, one was against Miami, one was against Philadelphia, Minnesota. They lost to Utah by only 4. They beat Houston by 10. Lost to Utah that time by like 16, but lost to Utah again by 3. They've been red hot. They've been a very, very good basketball team, and they've just lost to the New York Knicks. I think they're going to come out and try to absolutely tear up on Indiana. I think I'm going to take money line here. I want to take a look at the odds real quick. So, wait, so Memphis is the dogs, but their money line is negative odds. That doesn't make any sense. But oh, okay. I'm looking now, and it seems that the rest of the betting websites actually have Memphis as 3-point favorites. Got it. Okay, that makes a lot more sense because I was like, that yeah. But I do like Memphis in that game. I think that they will win. The next game is Chicago versus Minnesota as only 5-point favorites. We're not missing anyone. And it's against Minnesota. Let me check their injury report before I make any bets here. They're missing Jalen Noel and Malik Beasley. Yep, we're doing it again today, boys. Take the Chicago spread. They should win and cover by that amount. Not only because I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, but Minnesota is not very good. If you take a look at their last couple games, they forced Boston into OT, but Boston was just playing terrible up until that point. They lost to Indiana, beat Sacramento by 10, but they lost to Philadelphia, lost to Memphis. They only beat New York by 1, lost to Brooklyn, lost to Houston. So they've been playing very bad. Chicago, this game was just ridiculous. Zach LaVine put up 50 points, and Trae Young decided to answer back by scoring 40 something. So if that wouldn't have happened, we would have beat Atlanta. We would have been on 4 straight, and we would have been looking into this going 5-0. Bulls are going to want to smack these guys around in regards to getting another win under their belt. That's my play of the day. Chicago -5. Next game is Toronto versus New York. Toronto is only 1.5-point dogs. I hope that that's wrong because let's see. Van Fleet is questionable, so keep an eye on Van Fleet. If Van Fleet plays, I probably won't bet this game, just because you never really know what Van Fleet's going to be able to do. If Van Fleet is out, though, I'm hammering New York minus 1.5, 2, whatever it is, because New York is just the better team without Van Fleet and without Lowry. They just are. They just have more talent. They have a lot of young players that can, get up and down. They actually play defense in New York, so I like New York in every stretch of the imagination over Toronto. The next game is actually San Antonio and Dallas. San Antonio are 6.5-point dogs against Dallas. San Antonio has been playing well. I don't want to pick them. I really don't. But look, against Denver, lost by 2. Against Denver again, they only lost by 10. But then they lost to Cleveland, lost to Indiana, lost to Atlanta. They beat Sacramento the one night that I bet on Sacramento. So it's kind of a tough spot. I don't know. I don't like the game very much. I truly don't. I think 6.5 is just a little bit too much. Dallas really doesn't play any defense. Is anyone out? Maxi Kleber's questionable. Trey Burke's questionable. So, not really. Yeah, I don't like that game. I don't like that game at all. I will not be betting that game for sure. No, I don't like it. Next is Clippers versus the Pistons. Clippers, I think, have everyone back. Oh, Kawhi Leonard's out. Scratch that. Patrick Beverley's out. Rondo's questionable. Ibaka's out. So the only player there is Paul George. And because of that, I think I'm going to take the Detroit Pistons plus 10.5. 10.5 is a... Oh, Jeremy Grant's questionable. Keep an eye on Jeremy Grant. If Jeremy Grant plays, take that 10.5. Take that 10.5 because I do think that they will cover that. Detroit's actually not been playing atrocious. Plus, it's a late night hammer, so anything can happen in the late night hammer. So they actually beat Sacramento here pretty handedly. They beat OKC here pretty handedly. So some of those bad teams, they've been able to take out. And I'm not saying the Clippers are a bad team because they're definitely not. But I'm saying without Kawhi Leonard, without Patrick Beverley, and without, Ibaka, they're not nearly as much of a powerhouse. That's for sure. So, okay, it looks like Miami and Portland must be... Is it postponed? Is that what that means? I'm not sure. Give me one second. As it's loading. Let's see. So, maybe it just doesn't have a spread. I think it's still there. I think the game's still there. I'm not 100% sure what that means. So I do apologize about that, you guys. But I'm just going to go based off the numbers over here. And it looks like Miami is a 1-point favorite. I feel like this game could go either way. Truthfully. Portland is obviously a very good team. But against a lot of the competition, they do end up losing. For example, Utah lost. Clippers lost. Milwaukee lost. So they beat all the teams that they're supposed to. And last time against Miami, they literally only won by 3. So I feel like it truthfully is a coin flip. It's truthfully just one that I don't know. I have no idea if they will win or not. It's kind of a tough situation. I will take a look at the injury report just in case. So Hero's questionable. Victor Oladipo's for sure out. Kendrick Nunn's out. KZ Okpala is out. So they still have a lot of their team. Just Victor Oladipo is going to be out. Let's take a look at Portland, see if there's any crazy injury news. Just Zach Collins. Okay, perfect. So, what I would say to you guys is I'm going to go ahead and bet Portland. And I feel like, is the money line, is it going to be... So it's straight negatives all the way across. But I truthfully do think that if you guys are wanting a good game to bet on, I do think Portland, 70% of the people have Portland. So I do feel like you should take Portland in this one. I feel like it's going to be without Victor Oladipo. And I know that's not a huge thing. Like, I know Victor Oladipo isn't a huge deal. But I do like Portland in this game. So... So for sure, go ahead and bet the Bulls. I do like the Memphis Grizzlies today. If you wanted to bet on the early game, I do think that Boston will cover that. Or this early game, I think the Hawks should win by more. Let's see. Oh, the New York Knicks, make sure to cover. They'll for sure cover that. And truthfully, I think that the Pistons are going to cover that spread against the Clippers. So that is going to be my picks as of today. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. If you guys did tail me on any of these bets, let me know down below which ones you tailed me on. But yeah, for now, this is King Sanders Picks signing out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.